In our lives, we've all felt the overwhelming surge of anger that can burn like a wildfire, clouding our minds and distorting our judgment. Anger can quickly escalate into moments of regret, where we realize that the things we said or did while angry hurt the people around us and often lead to long-lasting emotional damage. Yet, is it possible to completely overcome this emotion, or at the very least, to tame it to the point where it no longer controls us? The answer lies in the teachings of Stoicism, a philosophy that offers timeless wisdom on mastering emotions and achieving inner peace. Stoicism teaches us that emotions like anger are not external forces, but reactions based on our judgments and interpretations of the world around us. This realization is incredibly powerful because it shifts the responsibility of our emotions from external circumstances to our own minds. Once we grasp this truth, we can begin to control how we respond to life's challenges, rather than letting them control us. Take, for instance, the destructive nature of anger. Once ignited, anger spreads like wildfire, damaging not only the relationships we cherish, but also our own sense of well-being. It disturbs our peace, and in the aftermath, we often find ourselves in a state of remorse. A Roman poet, Horace, once described anger as a short madness. It blinds us to reason and leads us to make decisions we later regret. Have you ever reflected on a time when you let anger overtake you? In the heat of the moment, it might feel justified, but once the fire has burned out, do you ever feel that the consequences were worth it? Anger doesn't only take an emotional toll, it also harms our physical health. Studies show that individuals who frequently harbor anger are more prone to cardiovascular diseases, high blood pressure, and chronic stress. I'm sure you've experienced it. When you're angry, your heart races, your body tenses up, and you feel the rush of adrenaline coursing through you. Yet, what does it really achieve in the long run? The physical and emotional toll of anger is far from worth the temporary sense of victory it might provide. For a moment, think of the teachings of figures like Jesus Christ, who encouraged forgiveness and emotional restraint. His famous teaching of turning the other cheek isn't a sign of weakness, but rather a demonstration of emotional control. By choosing to forgive rather than retaliate, we protect ourselves from the harm that anger can inflict. Not only do we release others, but we free ourselves from the chains of resentment. In Stoic philosophy, one of the first steps in overcoming anger is self-reflection. It's not enough to just pause and recognize that you are angry. You must dive deeper into the roots of that emotion. Ask yourself, is this anger a result of a true injustice, or is it just my ego reacting? Through this process of self-reflection, we can begin to separate the true causes of our anger from our own emotional reactions. Many times, you might find that the things that provoke us aren't worth the emotional energy we invest in them. Reflect on a time when you became angry. How did that moment impact you? If you took a step back and asked yourself, how does this really affect me? Is this something I can control? You might have found that the anger was disproportionate to the situation. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius believed that we always have the option of not reacting to external events, and through daily self-reflection, we can hone this ability. Self-reflection is a key habit of successful people, from Bill Gates to Oprah Winfrey. They take time each day to assess their actions and thoughts, ensuring that they remain calm and balanced despite the external pressures they face. By practicing this form of reflection, you too can strengthen your emotional resilience and cultivate a peaceful mind. In addition to self-reflection, mindfulness is another powerful tool in Stoicism. Mindfulness isn't just about sitting quietly in meditation. It's about being fully present in each moment and aware of your emotions as they arise. When you practice mindfulness, you become more conscious of how your emotions affect your thoughts and actions. For instance, Imagine driving through heavy traffic and a car cuts you off. The immediate reaction for most of us would be anger, but if you practice mindfulness, you might pause and reflect before responding. You realize that the other driver's actions are not a personal attack, and instead of reacting with anger, you can choose to remain calm. This practice of mindfulness allows us to break the cycle of emotional reactivity. When we're mindful, we can step back from our emotions, evaluate them, and choose how we want to respond. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." This is a powerful lesson in controlling your reactions. We can't control external events, but we can control how we choose to respond. Another key Stoic principle is the importance of embracing stillness. In today's fast-paced world, we are constantly bombarded with information, work pressures, and societal expectations. But sometimes, the greatest strength comes from finding moments of stillness. Stoic philosophy encourages us to seek silence, not as a way to isolate ourselves, but as a means of reconnecting with our inner selves. In silence, we can reflect, regain clarity, and make wiser decisions. The modern practice of meditation serves as an excellent example of how embracing stillness can have profound effects on our well-being. Meditation has been scientifically shown to reduce stress and improve mental clarity. In those moments of stillness, we allow our thoughts to settle and our minds become clearer. This is especially important when facing challenges. By taking a step back, pausing and finding stillness, we can respond to adversity with wisdom and patience rather than reacting impulsively. The final key lesson from Stoic philosophy is cultivating gratitude. It's easy to focus on what we lack, what hasn't gone according to plan, or what's causing us frustration. But by cultivating gratitude, we shift our perspective. Instead of dwelling on the negative, we begin to appreciate the many blessings in our lives. Gratitude helps us see the positive, even in difficult situations. Imagine waking up in the morning and thinking, "I am grateful for the opportunity to live another day." This mindset helps to diffuse anger, as we start to focus on what we have, rather than what we don't. Gratitude is not just about being thankful for the good times, it's about accepting and embracing all of life's experiences, whether positive or negative. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius taught that we should be grateful even for the hardships we face, because they offer valuable lessons. When we embrace gratitude, we can shift our mindset from one of anger and frustration to one of peace and acceptance. I encourage you to reflect on your own life. What are you grateful for today? What challenges have you faced that you can now see as opportunities for growth? When you begin to practice gratitude in this way, you'll find that anger and resentment gradually lose their grip on you. In conclusion, mastering anger and embracing inner peace is not about eliminating emotions or pretending that life is always easy. Rather, it is about choosing how to respond to the world around us. Through the principles of Stoicism, self-reflection, mindfulness, embracing stillness, and cultivating gratitude, we can learn to control our reactions and find peace in every situation. Next time you're faced with anger, take a deep breath, pause, reflect, and choose to respond with wisdom. By doing so, you'll find true freedom and tranquility. If you found these lessons helpful, please take a moment to like and share this video. Sharing these timeless principles can help others find peace in their own lives. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on future content. Thank you for joining me on this journey toward mastering our emotions and embracing Stoic wisdom.